Coming up today on Breaking Bread, Thanksgiving is that one day each year when families gather to give thanks to God and break bread together. So while you're preparing for that great big turkey dinner with all the trimmings, family and friends, you may look around and see all those pumpkins sitting outside your house and wonder, what can we do with them? Well, don't throw them away, because I'm going to show you a few tricks to make some special pumpkin surprises this Thanksgiving. It's food, faith, and family all in action. That's all coming up next on Breaking Bread's Thanksgiving Pumpkin Special. So don't go away. We're talking today about Thanksgiving and pumpkins. In America, we have 67,000 acres of pumpkins, or 16 million pounds of pumpkins. That's a lot of pumpkin. So my first guest today is a chef who has come up with a recipe to recycle his pumpkins and make a pretty savory dish that you can make at home, give to a friend, or donate to a food bank. So let's welcome Chef Pete Marcolini from Aunt Butchie's of Brooklyn. Pete, welcome.
Monsignor,
So glad to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. Thank you for having
me. You
me.
have something that we can do with the a pumpkin.
Yes.
Now you know that we have 16 million pounds of pumpkin in this country.
I didn't know that.
So you're going to make a very small dent.
Listen, if we could teach people how to use it, we'll make a large dent, right?
Well, usually, you think of Thanksgiving, the first thing you think of is pumpkin pie, and maybe someone make a pumpkin soup.
Yes.
But that's where it ends.
Yes.
Now, I understand you have a few recipes and one pumpkin sauce that you want to prepare for us today. So tell us about this.
Well, this recipe could be used as a side dish
Okay.
for Thanksgiving or any holiday. You could put it over pasta. Believe it or not, in my restaurant, we make pizza with it.
Pizza?
Yeah, I put it on top of pizza with some breadcrumb. It's delicious.
Wow.
People love it. But when you hear the word pumpkin, people don't realize a pumpkin's just a squash.
Right, exactly.
It's made to be eaten.
And it needs to be seasoned too.
Yes.
I mean, because
Yes.
there's really no taste to it, but once you season it up. But it's so good to know that there's so many dishes you can make with pumpkin, especially we have so many pumpkins.
Oh, there's plenty.
And I think the more people taste it, I mean, once in a while around Thanksgiving, you'll have pumpkin ravioli or be
Yes.
featured in a restaurant or something like that.
Yep.
This sauce, now you have this in your restaurant in New Jersey.
Well, we're making pizza with this.
Oh, okay.
In my house, this is the way I prepare it, so I wanted to share this with everyone. Maybe teach everyone how to recycle a decoration.
Well, you can make this at home. We have it for Thanksgiving dinner, maybe share it with a friend or even donate it. We'll talk about
Yes.
that a little bit later. So tell me, how do we begin here?
Okay, we begin by holding your pumpkin. I usually do it sideways, and I chop it like that. And
That was some chop.
well, there's no other way to do it. And then I carve it. This is the hardest part. You want to try and get all the skin off.
Skin off. So now you have to cook this for a while till it gets tender.
Yeah,
usually.
I would say about 25 minutes. And then just, okay.
What do you have here?
This is the pumpkin, it's already cut up. I just wanted to show you guys how to clean a pumpkin the proper way.
Skin it off and then just cube it up.
And on the inside, you just get a spoon and you're gonna take out all the seeds.
Okay.
My seeds, I just throw right in my yard and we get pumpkins from
Next
it.
year, that's what
You
I'm
don't
gonna
have to
say.
plant them. Just throw them, they grow like weeds. This is the pumpkin already cut up.
Okay.
This is some
Olive
olive
oil?
oil. You wanna put some
Sure.
olive oil in there? That's good.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a pinch of, maybe 2 pinches of salt.
Okay.
Okay, a pinch of red pepper.
Make it a little spicy, right?
Yeah, I love spice. It's always balanced, sweetness, saltiness, garlic and onions.
How much garlic? The whole thing?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you gotta
Keep the
spice
vampires
it up.
away. Maybe half of the onion.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna let that saute.
Now I see you have capers here, and you add those later?
Yes.
So now how long will you saute this?
As soon as that starts to caramelize, we're gonna add the pumpkin.
And this is going to take the longest to cook, the pumpkin?
Yes.
Okay. So you know what's good about this? You can decorate your house, decorate the outside of your house for Halloween and stuff. And then as
Exactly.
Thanksgiving comes along, you take the pumpkins in and you just skin them and use them up. No waste.
I try and tell people, don't carve the pumpkin. You could draw on it,
Right.
paint on it.
Yeah,
later
because
on.
if you carve it, then it gets
That's
rotted
it.
and you can't use it, and all the bugs get in there. So now this you're going to serve over pasta today.
Yes.
Okay, but there are other items you can put the sauce on? I mean,
Yeah, like I
you
said,
said you'll put on pizza?
sometimes I cut the pumpkin long ways, and I use the same recipe. I make it almost like a steak.
Okay.
And I sit there and I just eat that. It's delicious.
Now this recipe you have mostly around in the fall, around Thanksgiving,
Yes.
and
There we go.
okay, starting to smell that garlic and onion. Okay.
Okay.
You have your
Like to
pumpkin?
add the pumpkin?
Okay. So now tell me, how did you get into these recipes? You got them out of a cookbook, or you just created them yourself? Or?
Well, everybody has different talents. When I was growing up, I used to like to draw, paint. I have that artistic side. My father, at one point, I used to like to go out to dinner when I was a young guy. My father says, "Oh, you better learn how to cook, because you're not going to be able to always afford to go out to dinner."
That's true.
I watched my grandfather cook, and I appreciated everything he cooked for us. And I just decided to start playing around. And this is really an art.
And that's the good thing about cooking, because you can create your own dishes.
Yes.
So, I mean, you know, you like something, you can create, you can play with it. If it comes out good, fine. If not, you can be very creative with cooking. Okay.
Okay. Now I have some, believe it or not, I learned this in my home because I don't always have white wine to cook with, and it's very expensive to open up a bottle of wine. You're
Well, not
gonna
if you
use-
drink it.
No. So it just so happened one day I had a beer in the refrigerator, and I used the beer instead of using
Oh, really?
white
Beer?
wine. Yeah.
Throw that in?
Yes.
Wow, it's fizzling up already. Look at that.
Believe it or not, beer is actually.
And I smell it. Right
Yes.
away you smell it.
It actually tenderizes meat. So you could use that with your meat also.
A lot of times they use beer and batter.
Yeah.
When you make fish batter or
Yep.
something. Okay, so then what do you have
Vegetable
here?
stock,
Okay.
capers.
Capers, okay. I don't like capers. I'm going to put half.
Okay. They're good for you. High in antioxidants.
Okay.
And then you have some marinara sauce. I would
Whole
put
thing?
in about half.
Wow.
That's fine.
It's starting to smell good. Now you said you let this simmer for about 20 minutes.
Correct.
Okay. And I guess if you cut the pumpkin smaller,
It'll be
you know,
faster.
less time. I see you have some breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese there, and what's that going on top?
Put it on top,
Okay.
of course.
You have you blanched your pasta already?
Yes.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plate the pasta.
Okay.
We're gonna put the, mix it with the sauce.
Okay.
And then we're gonna add some grated Romano cheese, a little shaved Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and some breadcrumb. Top it off with a little bit
That's
of basil.
real Sicilian when you put breadcrumbs
I
on
love
top.
it.
Pasta
I love
cassad, and
It actually absorbs the juice. It gives it some texture.
I'm telling you, that's savory smell. Smells delicious. Starting to simmer here. So we have our prepared sauce right here.
Yep.
And so we have our blanched pasta. You're gonna put this in the bottom of the plate first?
Go right in.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the finished product right on top.
Okay. Get a little help here with the spoon. How much should we put? The whole thing? Or
Yeah.
The whole
More
thing?
the merrier.
All right. First we'll mix up. I mean, this is a hearty dish. I mean, this is not an appetizer or a first course. This could be your main dish.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now what are you going to do with
Romano cheese. Some breadcrumb.
Wow, this looks delicious. Not your typical Thanksgiving dish.
No.
Okay. And what about a little
Basil.
little basil?
Basilico.
Basnago. And we don't cut it.
Nope.
Just with our fingers, break it up.
And voila. There you have it.
And there we have typical Italian
Italian-American.
Italian Thanksgiving, red, white, and green. Look at that. And that's good. I can't wait to taste this.
Buon appetito.
Thank you. I think the restaurant's going to be getting a couple of phone calls to taste this dish.
But like I said, the whole point of this is, guys, please don't throw out your pumpkin. It really is food, and there are a lot of people out there that are needy. A lot of people.
Yes, I mean, it's a great dish you can make at home, like I said, and share it, and maybe even bring it to a food pantry, food kitchen to serve the poor, especially on Thanksgiving. What can you do with all those Thanksgiving Day pumpkins? When we come back, Chef Pete's going to give us a taste of his pumpkin sauce, and we have another idea to show you, and it's gluten-free. Welcome back to our Thanksgiving show on Breaking Bread, and we're finally going to taste some of Pete's delicious pumpkin sauce over pasta. I can't wait.
What do you think?
That's really good. It's amazing.
Thank you.
I would never think I'm eating pumpkin sauce.
Well, thank you very much.
Good. It's a great item we can add to our Thanksgiving menu.
Yes.
And I hope that now maybe some people will come to your restaurant and taste this.
I hope so.
Especially during the Thanksgiving season.
Yes.
But thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for making a dent in the 16 million pumpkins that exist in our country. We'll see you soon.
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Same to you. You gonna take this with you?
Yes.
Meals on Wheels.
I'll clean it all up.
Okay, great. We have another guest with us today. She's going to show us what we can do with pumpkins. She'll make a centerpiece. She's a floral designer, Laura Long, and she's going to help me create a centerpiece for our Thanksgiving table.
And I thought I'd bring you one.
Laura, thank you.
You could do that.
Thank you so much. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
You created this?
I did.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And
it's
happy
very nice
Thanksgiving.
to me. Happy Thanksgiving to you too.
So how did you get into floral design?
Well, as a child, I was always making things, and my grandmother had huge flower beds, and she was always doing flowers.
Where'd you grow up?
Shelby, Ohio.
Okay.
Lots of pumpkins.
Lots of pumpkins.
Exactly. So as I started to work, I was working in HIV prevention and AIDS work, and also in genetics.
Very good work.
And it's difficult. It's
I'm sure.
emotionally difficult. Sure. At some point, about 10 years into that, I decided that I needed to do something that was joyful. And so I picked up some flowers, and I've been doing it ever since.
That's
I still do the
wonderful.
AIDS work, but I balance it out.
Wonderful. And these are great centerpieces. You can use them as a gift. You can use them for your table to make it festive.
And if you want just a smaller one,
very nice.
you can do that.
Beautiful.
The pumpkins are the same size. You can do many different things in the same size of a pumpkin.
And it's something that, wouldn't have to cost so much, right? Very reasonable, depending on what type of flowers you use.
Or what you have in your backyard.
Exactly. That's beautiful. Now, you're going to show me how to maybe create one of these?
I brought some pumpkins for you.
I'll try.
Here we go.
So you carve out the pumpkin inside first?
You can carve out the pumpkin. I'm actually going to show us two different ways of doing this. Okay, so this is when you see the pumpkin is carved out.
Okay.
Remember that gourds historically have always carried water, so you don't actually have to line this if you're only going to use it for a day or two.
Okay.
If you're going to use it for more than that, then you of course want to put some kind of sandwich bag in there.
Right, because you want the water to...
Right, you want the water to stay inside of this.
Okay.
So right now we're just going to do this without the water. And later I'm going to show you how to do one where you don't even have to carve it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
you stick the flowers right in?
you stick the flowers right in. So
Okay.
we'll do that too.
All right.
Do you have a preference? Got all kinds of flowers down
I
here.
love
do you
roses.
You love
I
roses?
do love
you want
roses.
white roses or do you want to use your orange roses here?
How about both?
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
We got some white roses.
Well, I do a little in the church. I always like to decorate the altar for different seasons, so I do have a little bit of a green thumb.
I do a lot of church decorating.
Now, you do cathedrals also. You decorate
do, yeah.
cathedrals and churches, and what are some of the
Quite
places?
large.
Here in Brooklyn, New York, Manhattan?
We have done cathedrals here in Brooklyn. We've
Okay.
done them in Manhattan, and
Beautiful.
very large arrangements. These are going to be small and easy
Okay.
for us.
Yeah, these would be too small in the cathedral, I think. But not for
Now-
your Thanksgiving table.
The first thing you have to do here, this is for those of you who have never cut a flower before in your life. Have you?
I have, but I don't think I've done it the right way.
Well,
they say on an
here's
angle,
how you do it.
right?
Yes and no.
Okay, all right.
We're not going to get picky.
Okay.
The first thing you want to do is figure out how tall you want it.
Okay.
Okay? So if you want it short, You're going to do a short one.
Okay.
Okay? You're just going to go straight down so that this is
Okay.
there. Now,
All
if
right.
you want it shorter than that so it's right around the rib, you can cut it.
Okay.
So you saw what I did? You just take and cut.
Cut. Okay.
Now, some people prefer a knife. Some of you don't have anything. If you're using a knife, just make sure that you don't get your thumb in the way. Keep your
Okay.
thumb out of the way and cut up.
I have to make a confession.
Right.
In the church, I sometimes just use a scissor.
You use whatever works. That's just fine. That's just fine.
Okay.
So, this is solidago.
Okay.
We're using this today just as a filler to help you place your flowers.
Okay.
I'm just going to hand you some of this.
Now, this should be a little taller?
Yeah, you measure it.
Right, okay.
However tall you want it, you should
you
measure,
measure.
and then you say, see, here's where this is going to go down. So you're going to cut that right
Okay.
there.
How is that? A little shorter, I think, right?
I think you need it a little shorter, yeah.
Oh, it's alive. Okay.
Okay, so actually, you know, you're doing something really interesting here. You're gonna do an asymmetrical.
Okay.
And I'm saying that to you just because you cut these very long and this one kind of short.
Okay.
So that's what's gonna happen here.
Some white roses? Or
You want some white roses?
Another one of these. A little taller or shorter?
Why don't you practice whatever you want and then we're gonna figure it out. There are no rules to this.
Okay.
And I want you to see that if Monsignor can do this, then
Anyone can
anyone can do
Thank
this,
you.
right? And this is actually really, you're doing something really very interesting here. You've got all your yellows over here, your oranges here, your whites in the middle.
I'm going to put one more piece.
You're
like,
almost
over here.
making an Italian flag.
Oh, really? That's a coincidence. Okay. How's this now? So this
There you
could-
go.
All right.
Now you're gonna need something to fill in so that your flowers stand up.
Okay. Now, what are these called?
This is hypericum,
Okay.
and you want to put these down low.
Low. Okay.
And that's, whoops, that's gonna hold everything in there.
How's that?
Right.
Okay. Another one on that side. Well, not bad. I can get a side job.
This is not bad. I think next time I do some large arrangements, I'll hire you.
So now this really you would put against a wall or against a backdrop, right? Because it's more
Right.
everything is in the front.
Sorry, I'm just going to do this because you want everything to
Right.
stand up and hold. And so here you go. You've got not very many flowers here. You've got just 5 roses,
Right?
2 hypericum, and 3 stems of the solidago.
Not bad.
Not bad.
And it's so fast. I mean, like 2 or 3 minutes.
There you go. Now, I said I would show you how to do one without even taking the pulp out.
Oh, you have to make a little hole.
All you have to do is get in there,
Oh, okay.
make some holes.
Oh, just like when you're carving out a pumpkin on,
Right.
in the front, on the face.
Right. You
Okay.
take this out.
Get one of these ready.
If you want your white, yeah.
Okay, so once again, we'll measure, right? Mm-hmm. Try that. Okay.
Now, you can obviously fit a few more in there.
Right.
You can put many different holes in this.
Okay.
Remember that the pumpkin actually holds water. The
Right.
pulp has enough water. This will not last more than your evening meal,
Okay.
but if you don't have a lot of time to scoop out and you don't have place for all the garbage, then this is another way to do it.
Very nice. And it has a different, presence when it's not carved too. I mean, the way
Right.
it's
Some people, I don't know if people at home can see this. Some people actually like the look of this.
the green against the orange, the
Right.
backdrop. This is very, very creative.
This is not to denigrate your work at all. I'm just going to show. I'm just trying to show people something else.
Okay.
Okay. If you take this down farther, then what you can do
Oh, very nice.
is something like that.
So you take the leaves off.
Take the leaves off. Yes. There.
Very nice. These are very nice. I think some of our viewers are going
I
to be
hope
making
so.
these for this Thanksgiving. I mean,
hope
and like
so.
you said, you can go out to the garden. Well, right now, this time of the year, it's hard to find fresh flowers, but you know, you may find something, and you go to the local grocery store or the florist, and you pick up a few flowers, very reasonable, and you can make a beautiful centerpiece. Because I'm sure if you go out and buy a centerpiece for the table, it's going to be quite expensive these days.
It's going to be quite expensive. This is a lot more inexpensive, and it's something you can do at home. Get your kids involved, get the whole family involved. It's
this
fun.
is
It's
great.
a fun thing to do.
It's something unusual that we would be showing on Breaking Bread, but it's the table. You know, it's not for the table. It's not only, you know, what we eat, it's the presentation and make the
Right.
table festive, inviting for the family to come and sit down and share a meal.
It's part of the bounty.
So great. Thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us.
It was very nice to
and,
meet you.
Maybe we'll see you again. And next time, maybe when I decorate my church, I'll call you in for some ideas.
I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving
Happy
to you.
Thanksgiving.
God bless.
Thank you.
I hope you're enjoying our show today. And I want to thank Shannon Florist for providing all of our pumpkins and all of our flowers with us today. I want to thank Laura Long for coming in to help us to create some beautiful centerpieces. And in a few minutes, we'll be back and we'll show you how we can put family, faith, and food together and create a great Thanksgiving for some very needy people. Welcome back to Breaking Bread. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you've been enjoying our show today, and we've been on a whirlwind. We've been making pumpkin centerpieces. We made a couple of pumpkin dishes, and now we're going to show you how an organization puts faith into action by using food, not only on Thanksgiving, but every day of the week. I'd like to introduce to you Ryan Kuonen. Ryan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
And Ryan, you're from North Brooklyn Angels.
Yes, we are a hunger program located in North Brooklyn. We serve 200 meals a day from our mobile soup kitchen. We cook here at Mount Carmel and we take it out in the neighborhood.
Now, I know we prepare about 200 meals per day.
Yes.
5 days a week. That's like 1,000 meals.
Yes.
I mean, I walked into this about, a year and a half ago when I got here to Mount Carmel. I know that you were preparing the food in another location, right? And you were looking for a more central location.
We purchased our food from a different hunger program, but we realized that we wanted to bring nutrition and our own flair to the meals every day, and it could bring more volunteers into the program. So we decided to open a kitchen where the volunteers would cook all the food for our meals.
Wonderful. And I'm so glad that we were able to have the kitchen available for you here at Mount Carmel and be a part of this wonderful program. And I know that, you don't just feed the homeless. You feed people that are really struggling in
Yes.
one way or another.
Yes, the meal gap in this neighborhood in general isn't really for homeless people. There's a small percentage, but in general, it's people that are just struggling with rent burden to stay in the community that they've been involved with. And so it's about they can't afford to have healthy food, or they can't necessarily afford food end of the month when their rent is coming due. All of these little things, they maybe choose between an MTA card and putting food on the table. And so with our meal program, we hope to sort of lighten the burden, deal with the meal gap, and as a community come together to talk about the struggles that exist here.
That's wonderful. And I know that, this neighborhood, the rents have truly gone up a lot. So
400%.
people- right, exactly. So they're just struggling to pay their rent and to get a good, healthy meal. And that's where the North Brooklyn Angels comes into play. How did you get involved?
When I moved to the neighborhood, I started volunteering at a soup kitchen just because it was one of these things that I saw. This neighborhood is famous for food and people love food, and we have farmers market, and just realized that our hunger programs need more help in cooking and getting that vegetable that everyone thought needed to be in the meal prepared and in the meal. So
That's great. I know some of the meals are wonderful. You do get some donations from the
Yes.
local restaurants. How does
and the
that
green
work?
market. Yeah, restaurants that have the ability to donate extras to us. Each week we pick up, there's a couple of farms that donate all their extra produce at the end of the market. So we get tons of local produce every week, which is amazing, but it takes a lot of work to take that dirty potato, clean
Yes.
it, chop it, get it ready for service. So
Now, speaking of work, I mean, there are many volunteers that you have.
all volunteers.
I know if any of the people in the community want to get involved, how can they get involved?
You can come down to the kitchen. You
Okay.
can show up. We're always here every day. We have a website, northbrooklynangels.org. You can sign up to get volunteer emails, but it really is, we have social media, Instagram. Lots of people think they have to be a professional cook to do this. We need people to wash dishes, we need people to chop. Really, any skill, as long as you want to help, there's plenty of work to do.
Yeah, I know a couple of times I went down, I threw my hand in there to pitch in, it's fun, it's good. I have a little surprise for you. Today we've been preparing some dishes and we were able to prepare a lot of dishes. And we're gonna donate that to the truck today. And we have beautiful centerpieces that you'll be able to bring on the truck and give out to some of the people. They can take them home. And I think it's gonna be a great Thanksgiving for them.
Thank you so much.
And I wanna thank you for all that you do and all the volunteers. And I think North Brooklyn Angels here at Mount Carmel really helps us to put our faith and using food into action.
It's been amazing to see everything that comes out, not just feeding people, but the community that's created here. Thank you for providing us a home.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving, camera, and to them too. And we love you.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and enjoy the nice turkey dinner.
Well, that's our show for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. From my kitchen to yours, I want to wish you and your families a very blessed Thanksgiving. Maybe next year we'll see some of these dishes and centerpieces on your table. So tune in to netny.tv. See you next time on Breaking Bread. Happy Thanksgiving. One of my favorite holidays is always Thanksgiving because it's a day when it's not as hectic as the other holidays like Christmas and Easter. It's a time when families come together, and usually most people have the whole weekend to celebrate, to be with family and friends, come together on Thanksgiving, enjoy a beautiful meal and beautiful dishes like some of which we created on our show today. But it also puts people in the spirit of being thankful. Thankful for the blessings that God has given to each and every one of us. And sometimes we take those blessings for granted. It's also a time when people feel the need to help other people and to give a meal and to have a meal for people who maybe cannot afford to have a Thanksgiving meal or have no place to go. And so many people volunteer on Thanksgiving in a food pantry or on a food truck or give food and donate food to a family. It's such a wonderful, wonderful feeling. And it's wonderful to see people caring about each other. My prayer for everyone this Thanksgiving is that we all get into the Thanksgiving spirit, not just on Thanksgiving, but every day of the year. A blessed Thanksgiving to you and your families.